Nothing awkward about starting videos, right? I'm Kathleen. I'm here at Quilting From The Heart, and we're going to talk about some of the upcoming classes we have this fall, because who doesn't like learning new things? First off, this lovely quilt behind me. This quilt is our Learn to Sew or First Quilt class. So it's people who have never quilted anything in their lives and want to start now. We're going to learn how to make this quilt top. We're going to learn how to do rotary cutting, pick fabrics, read a pattern, sew an accurate 1/4 inch seam, trim blocks, sew them all together into this quilt. It's going to be fun. So if you always wanted to make a quilt, not know where to start, this is where to start. We're also doing chroma, which is a template pieced quilt that looks, it's circular, looks like it's spinning. You can see this on the video now. You're hearing me talk, watching the video from that. We'll also be talking about how to turn this into a Christmas tree skirt if that's what you want to do too. Seriously, this one was really fun. We're also doing Simone, which is this quilt block. We're calling it our second quilt. So if you've made one quilt but want to learn a few more in-depth techniques, we're going to be talking about how to sew these triangle and a square sections, accurate log cabins, 8 at a time half square triangles, plus picking fabrics, making sure everything's laying flat, cutting with templates, all sorts of good learning. Or if you just really love these block and want to give it a try, we're going to have time to probably just make one blocking class, but the pattern you can make 4 or 9 blocks for a larger quilt. It's going to be fun. We're also doing cameos. This one is like an intermediate-ish class. We're going to be talking about cutting with templates, sewing lots of curves, keeping fabrics organized, as well as how to pick fabrics for this particular quilt. So again, we'll probably do one blocking class, but the pattern you can do 9 or 16, depending on what size of quilt you want to end up with. Hooray. Then, toned down sampler. So this is my version. I chose, it's a hand embroidery class. We're going to be doing all these different 1-inch circles. You need to have a little experience for this class, at least enough to be able to applique down all your circles before class begins. So I can help you out with that before class. And we'll be talking about bullion knots, drizzle stitches, chain stitch, palestrina knots, woven picots, double cast on stitches, all sorts of really awesome embroidery stitches, as well as how to either use the fabrics that are in colors provided by the pattern or how to choose your own palette like I did on here. We're also doing a buttons class. We're going to learn how to do Yorkshire and Dorset buttons. So a Yorkshire button looks like this. It's got this little it looks like that, quite 3D poofy. And this is a Dorset button. It looks like this. So you can use these for buttons on actual things, or you can sew them onto your projects. They're super fun though. And then we're doing tiny stripes, tiny strips. And there we're going to be learning how to sew in these little itty bitty tiny strips of fabric. So you can see this little pink I've inserted here. Or on this one, I've got this whole sort of blue crack running through there. Or here's, I just saw it. There we go. There's a pink one right through there. So just how to sew these little itty bitty teeny tiny little pieces into our projects. Super fun. And then we're also doing balcony berg, which is our sort of most in-depth class this session. So it's a 5-day class, and you're going to design your own balcony. So I have lots of different pieces for different doors and different balconies and different plants that can be on your balcony. And then we'll also talk about how to then add hand-stitched embellishing on top of that all. Super fun. A few other classes we have going on. We're doing a few retreats. We've got an in-store retreat coming in September, as well as a out of store or at our Battle Lake Center. We're doing a retreat there as well. As we are also doing create your own class. So if there's something you've always wanted to sew, but don't know how or don't know where to start, you can come and basically it's a work on whatever project you want with me here to help you out so you know what you're doing. It's going to be, Dad's also teaching an intro to Judy class, so introduction to Quiltworks or Judy Niemeyer quilting, so it's paper piecing. It's a 1-day class. You can choose whichever Judy pattern you want and go to town. So they're all going to be fun. Come take a class. It'll be awesome. See you soon.